Welcome back. My guest is Joe Little, Donor Relations Manager for New York City Rescue Mission. And welcome to the show, Joe.
Thank you for having us.
Joe, what is the New York City Rescue Mission most proud of as far as accomplishments?
On an annual basis, I think that the thing that we're most respected for, most famous for perhaps, is our great Thanksgiving banquet. And this is just a glorified version of what we do on a daily basis, which is blessing the needy, the homeless, the heartbroken, the poor in Lower Manhattan especially, but also throughout Manhattan and throughout New York City. This is, we serve 1,000 people that day. And celebrities and VIPs come in, and we're blessed by them. Liza Minnelli came in a few years ago. This year it was Kathy Lee Gifford was our national spokesperson for this banquet, which is also happened at 300 rescue missions throughout the country. They have their great Thanksgiving banquet, and we have anchors and just NFL folks, and that's a variation on a theme, which is blessing the people with a hot meal and love and caring in our face and acceptance and reception. We roll out the red carpet, and we have stemware, and it's like a 4-star restaurant. And this was our 7th annual one a couple of weeks ago.
It's a lot of stemware.
It is, and we have 7 or 8 servings. So 1,000 people is a lot to feed that day. But we bless them, and we give their kids blessing bags, and also blessing bags for the adults and the men and women, different things. We, on a daily basis, we try to bless especially men in terms of nightly services, but also women and children in terms of feeding them lunch, dinner, and breakfast. That's the type of thing that we're about on a regular basis.
And well, that's terrific. Now, tell us, people may think, well, homeless people are, I don't know, they're sick or crazy or whatever. Tell us a story about how, it could be anybody. How, the people there probably never thought there would be them.
Sure. In decades past, in years past, the image of a homeless person has tended to be an old, grizzled vagabond. And we still get that occasionally, and in fact I can visualize some right at the mission right now. But by and large, it's in terms of our residential recovery program, it's men in their 20s and 30s, 40s. Some of them, many of them, educated to some extent or another. They're well read to some extent or another. They will converse with you on a variety of different subjects. And so that is the stigma, the typical type of homeless person that we visualize is changing and has changed. And I see it every day. I eat lunch with them. Sometimes I eat dinner with them, and at the New York City Rescue Mission. And some of these guys are, I mean, there needs to be a boundary there in terms of staff and the people that we work with, but some of them are just some of my dearest friends. That's true, and I love to see them every day, and they are making improvements in their lives. And it's heartbreaking sometimes when they leave the program in advance of completing the program. It's a 9-month, 10-month, 11-month, 12-step program, biblically based, but it's very endearing and heartwarming when they complete the program and when they have their cap and gown, and we have a big ceremony for them, and they are proud of them. They tell their story. They're not ashamed of the before and after. Before I was homeless and poor and alcoholic or drug addicted, and I'm still going to struggle with that, but now I have my life back together, and I have a direction and a hope, and that's what we try to give them.
What do you want people to do to help that are watching?
We love our volunteers, and we have volunteers that come every day of the year, and they do chapel services, they serve meals, they donate clothes, they donate in-kind gifts, canned food and so forth. And so we never turn away volunteers. And so in Lower Manhattan, if people are in that general vicinity, we would love for them to go to our website even, fill out the very short, sweet volunteer application, And we get it immediately, and then we call them up and we try to plug them in. And our volunteers seem to like us. They keep coming back, and we love them certainly. And I know several myself. And if I weren't with the mission, I would want to volunteer with them, because I just see that the residents are blessing people worse off than them. And that's just amazing to see that happen, and to see the poignancy of that situation.
Everything's relative.
It is. They see their life getting back together, and they see where they just were a few days ago or a few weeks ago. So I'm just amazed at that, and I'm delighted by the transformation in the residents that I see firsthand.
Oh, that's great. Is this problem of homelessness and people being poor getting worse? I mean, what do you see for the future?
It ebbs and flows. I know that in New York City, Mayor Bloomberg, who came by the mission the other day for the first time, and we were delighted to have him on Thanksgiving.
Great.
He seems to have made a little dent, some of his policies in the problem, but the problem is so endemic. It is so deep set, and so while it ebbs and flows, it's deep rooted, and we're trying to put a dent in the situation ourselves, and we see some successes and we see some failures, but we hope and we think that we are making progress and headway, even with those people that seem to fail. They are blessed, and so we think that we're edifying them.
And now you have a limited number of beds for people, right?
We do. We have 100 beds. On cold winter nights, we open up our chapel, and we have as many as 40 mats that we lay out. And just the other night, we had close to 30 men that were sleeping there on the mats, in addition to the 100 men that were sleeping in safe beds upstairs. And about 65 or 70 of those beds are for the nightly guests, and about as many as 30 or 35 of the beds are devoted to the men in the program. Although again, we try to bless women and children in terms of the food and in terms of the clothes on a nightly basis regarding showers and beds. That's strictly for the men. We try to keep a safe, upright environment so that people will be attracted to us and be attracted to the program and be transformed and leave the program. We would love to see men leave the program, right, and go and reunify with their families and job situations.
Kind of like a farm team where you know, when you did your job, they're gone, right?
They're gone, but we love to have them back volunteering. A fellow named Bob, he's a walking billboard for us. He went through the program, and he doesn't mind telling about his past. And he doesn't mind telling about his present and his hopes for the future. He got back with his job and his family, and he comes back all the time volunteering, and we just love to have him.
Great. Now, what was his story? What did he go through personally?
I think it was alcoholism, and it just ebbed and flowed, and it finally got worse and worse. And you know, just last night, I had fudge. I was eating fudge, and I don't want to gain weight, but I said, "Oh, to heck with it. I'm going to eat more fudge." And so I'm sure that there was a time where he said, "Oh, to heck with it. I'm going to drink my beer or whatever." And it got so bad that his employer said, "You need to find help. We'll give you your job back if you get help, but you need to find help." And even his family said, "No. We've been through this before. You need to find help, not with us." And so that through a variety of circumstances, he found his way to the New York City Rescue Mission. And he has blessed us, and we have blessed him, and so the connection, we love the connections that we're making.
So now he volunteers, or?
He was there just a couple of weeks ago with the great Thanksgiving banquet that we had, and he was interviewed on a TV program, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
Telling about his situation, and
well,
it's just very vulnerable and transparent.
Well, this is terrific what you do. How can people reach you?
They can reach us at our website, which is www.nycrescue.org, or they can call us at 212-226-6214. If they would like to speak with me, my extension is 123.
Terrific. Well, Joe, keep up the good work, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for watching, and we hope you have a great week.